The best time to plant a tree was yesterday. The next best time is today. It's a famous quote, it's one favorite by Michael Broughton, the 25-year-old CEO of FinTech company ALTRO. And he is the guest on our Forbes BLK newsletter CEO series. This is a series where we're talking to young CEOs of startups and smaller businesses, giving you the investor and the consumer perspective, while also providing a little bit of brand exposure. Michael, thank you so much for joining us right here, man. A Forbes BLK newsletter CEO series. You're one of our first guests, man, so thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely, man. Listen, everybody knows your claim to fame. You're not really a stranger to the Forbes family because you were a Forbes Under 30 alum, made the list for the 2023 list. We did the profile on you in November 2022. Now you're coming off of a $4 million fundraise that includes NBA player Chris Paul. You already got $200,000 from Jay-Z and his venture company. Let me know what's going on with the company, man. Here we are in March 2024. How's ALTRO making out?
It's been an exciting year for us. Not just Chris Paul, but Tinashe, Quavo, a number of people joining our cap table on this mission of equitable access, right? From the day one, ALTRO's always been to help people, to empower people. And I'm excited more people are joining the cause.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, man, this CEO series is real quick. We got 15 minutes, so we're going to make it really, really snappy. Right now, listen, your total addressable market in the FinTech space is about $1.5 trillion. That's what some estimates expected to reach by 2030. Here you are sitting again on a credit building platform. And this credit building platform is based in Los Angeles, right? And you're trying to help people establish credit or people repair credit. Michael, I remember when I got my first credit card, man, I spent it on the suit and I was in credit card debt right away. Tell people who may not be familiar with ALTRO why this FinTech platform is important and what you're doing in the problem solving space.
Man, credit access is everything. When you think about building opportunity for communities that haven't had it before, it all comes down to what your credit score is. And when we talk to our communities, you know, my family back home, we never had access that we could have had 20, 30, 40 years ago. And ALTRO's enabling that. We use tech and financial services to build equitable platforms to help everyone build credit. And we start with subscriptions.
Absolutely. Now, listen, again, you'll be expanding to 47 states as part of what this investment, this $4 million investment that closed a little bit, right? December 2023, it closed, and now here you are announcing it. The $4 million was announced in January, I believe it was, with Chris Paul, Marshawn Lynch, and some others. 47 states. What is this going to do for your business, and how are you going to be able to use that money to make sure that you expand? Because we want to see you get a $100 million company, Michael.
Yeah, you know, when we started this, you know, we were only available in 7 states, and it wasn't big states. It was North and South Dakota, Wyoming. The fact that we're able to expand into 47 states on the back of Discover and Hatch Bank is a huge sign of not only us building the right thing, but people wanting to use this on a national scale. You can imagine the millions of people that we're going to be able to impact now that we can go east to west coast, and a number of people and lives that we'll be able to change as well.
Yeah. And listen, my 10-year-old always asks me sometimes about some of these companies I'm researching. She sees me researching them. She saw me looking at your face all weekend. She may have asked me, what is ALTRO? If you're standing in front of her 5th grade class, how would you explain to what ALTRO is to students like that?
We'll take your Netflix and we'll turn it into credit. It'll allow you to buy your car, your home, and any big purchases that you want in the future.
Yeah. Now take me inside of the platform a little bit, right? Again, 22 million raised to date, right? Hopefully, are you looking for another serious raise? And if so, when and how much?
It's looking like we have 1 or 2 more under our belt, right? We're in that growth stage. We really want to make a national impact, a national brand. And our next fundraise is not into building the business and expanding it. It's into growing the culture, the brand, and our platform itself. So we want to go from helping, you know, millions of people to tens of millions of people over time. And our next funding stage should enable that. Our Series B, Series C.
Yeah. When are you looking to start that fund? When are you looking to open that up?
You know, capital markets are all over the place, as you know. I think that we're very fortunate to have raised capital recently, and we have that runway. It doesn't mean that we need to go raise capital tomorrow, but if opportunity knocks, of course, we're there.
Yeah. Now, this company is based in Los Angeles, right? I'm looking at about 20 employees that you have. In the FinTech space, in the sector, what problems are you seeing, and what issues could you be facing as a black investor, black CEO, excuse me, a CEO of a small startup company? What problems are you facing, and what should investors know about your business?
FinTech's had a bad tape recently, from SVB to the what I call financial collapse that we saw in 2022, 2023, where a lot of startups akin to us just didn't make it through this market. You see that regulations are cracking down, the bureaus are being more serious. And there's more consumer protection because credit card debt is actually at its all-time high today. So when building companies like ALTRO, you have to focus on the impact and the true intent of the business. You don't want to be predatory. You want to be accessible. And you really want to build financial products that everyone can use. And I think that's a challenge for a lot of CEOs. Fortunately, that's our first step in the market, is making sure that we're equitable.
Yeah, somebody doesn't have credit, right? They see ALTRO, they see some of your competitors, Chime and what have you. Why? Give them one reason why they should choose ALTRO over any of the platforms that's out there.
I think the biggest thing is that we're building true credit. When you're looking into the terms and conditions of these companies, make sure that they're actually building real credit. Ours is a credit card built on a credit rails behind a national chartered bank. A lot of our competitors are not doing that. When you see debit credit products, or you see things that are kind of iffy in this space, the bureaus are cracking down on those. They're actually removing them from the credit system. So making sure that you're using true rails like ALTRO makes a big difference to your FICO score.
Yeah. Now, how are you guys making money, right? Again, you go through Series Raise. We love what you're doing, bringing empowerment, financial literacy, and also, well, listen, your investors, Jay-Z, Chris Paul, they're going to want a return on this. How are you making money? I see the $9.99 subscription package, and it is an app, ALTRO, so I'm assuming that users, and you're making money from subscription fees. How else are you making money from this platform?
Yeah, it mainly comes down to the subscription. So to become a premium member of ALTRO is $9.99 a month. It comes with more than just the credit builder. It comes with access to our Convos feature, where you get to meet people like Chris Paul, talk to them on what we call our Clubhouse feature.
Yeah.
Drops, in-person events, a number of things that we bring behind that $9.99 subscription. But of course, the card itself has natural network fees on it as well that we take in, talking interchange, network card fees, stuff that is more B2B and operational, that we monetize off of.
Yeah. How many users are we looking at?
This year, we want to help. I think we're talking 3 to 5 million people. It depends. You know, we had this viral moment back in 2022 and 2023 where over 300,000 people tried to use ALTRO. And again, we're only available in 7 states.
Yeah.
We want to have that nationwide impact over the next 12 to 18 months, especially with our new funding. Right. So we're looking at some big numbers this year.
Yeah. When you look at one positive surprise, right? You talk to your customers. Customers don't lie about products, right? You've been in business since what, 2019, right? I'm looking at right here, 2019, founded in 2019. What's one positive surprise that you've been hearing from your customers about ALTRO?
I think it's the generational impact, which is not something I thought ALTRO could have. When someone gets access to credit, it's not just buying that first car or that first home. It's setting your kids up for success as well. We're changing the status quo of what it means to be creditworthy. And the fact that people are trusting ALTRO to be that first step is a truth that is really hard for me to understand.
Yeah.
It is cool to have that generational impact that we can have for all of our communities akin to us.
Yeah. One negative surprise. I mean, listen, we all got to work on something in our lives, Michael, right? Ain't nobody perfect. One negative surprise that you found that you still have to fix with the platform.
I think the biggest thing is it does come down to accessibility, right? When I talked about the credit card debt, you know, people are hurting right now. Even though the stock market is at all-time highs, the everyday consumer does not have the financial freedom that people may have had during the times during COVID and stimulus checks. We recognize that with our platform. You know, $9.99 can be expensive to a lot of communities. And we want to make sure that we're adherent to that and we understand how we can help people down the road.
Yeah. Got 5 minutes left here, Michael, so we're going to get just your reaction on some macroeconomic stuff, right? Listen, U.S. presidential race is here. We both know who probably the candidate's going to be, Joe Biden, Donald Trump. Without picking sides, as a CEO of a company, right, a black CEO of a company, what do you want to hear from these two candidates going forward?
I want to hear how we're going to make impact in our communities, right? Like I said, I don't want to belabor the point, but America's hurting right now and is not seeable to the naked eye. Getting into our communities, we spend a lot of time in front of payday loans, churches, in our communities, and we see what people need right now. I really want to see from either candidate an impact in these spaces where they can really make a difference for people that look like me and, you know, are in our communities, the people that we face every day.
Yeah, the buzzword of the year still generative AI, right? Is that going to hurt or help your business?
I believe AI is impactful to the finance space. You know, there's millions of blogs on how to have the perfect credit score, but it all comes down to a personal relationship with your credit and FICO. AI can enable that personal relationship to only be stronger, and something that we're actually looking at here at ALTRO too.
Yeah, absolutely. Forbes BLK, we got a great community here, and they always want to know what books you read. What nice leadership books. Do you have any leadership book that's your favorite? Springtime's coming up. Everybody wants some good reading. What leadership book do you recommend for that young entrepreneur?
I'm actually rereading Obama's book, and if you
Wow.
haven't read it yet, it is a classic. He talks about his entire journey from when he was a kid to how he had his mindset when he was in college to where he is now. It is not an easy road for anybody. It's motivational to hear from Obama, just the story that he had going into his presidency.
Absolutely. Man, listen, man, get you out of here on this, right? Good to Great, Jim Collins' great book. Good to Great, I love that book. What is the difference between a good FinTech platform and a great one?
It comes down to the customer responses, right? At the end of the day, are you making people happy? Are you changing their lives? Are you doing something greater good for the world? There's a multi-billion-dollar industry on distrust and treating people wrong in finance. There can be a multi-billion-dollar industry in helping people as well. And that's what ALTRO believes in.
Yeah, absolutely, Michael. Hey, listen, man, thank you so much for the time. Listen, a Forbes Under 30 alum, right? Forbes BLK Newsletter CEO Series guy. We got to get you here at the NASDAQ. So good luck to the company, man. Hope you get that serious and get more investors. Hopefully Jay-Z give you some more money. And we look forward to talking to you again, man.
See you in New York soon.
Absolutely.